Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. Another beautiful day for Sunday morning garden stroll. It's actually raining right now, so I'm hoping that it pauses so that we can get the garden tour done because it's slated to rain all day on and off. Right, but I've got my hoodie on, my head's covered, so I think we are good. As long as it's not a pour and it's just a drizzle, we can be out in the garden, right? Right. Okay, this beautiful rose that started us off this morning is Bring Me Sunshine. This is Bring Me Sunshine's second week of of roses. Okay. Still looking absolutely beautiful. I came out and did a bit of deadheading yesterday, and I will admit I have not I haven't gotten anywhere close to deadheading the roses in the garden. Still have lots of work to do. Okay. But I guess the important part is that we started, right? Absolutely. All right, so Bring Me Sunshine here, looking beautiful as always. Look at this little lime hydrangea finally starting to put on some body, some height. Look at this growth coming up here. This is good. This little lime is doing well. The one planted below it, not so much. But I'm glad that this one's starting to push up some height and fill out a bit. I still need to keep treating for chlorosis. But outside of that, I think she's going to be a beautiful bloomer in the garden this summer, yes? What do you think? Ah, she's going to be gorgeous. I had to pause on her right there because I'm happy that she's finally starting to fill in. Right now, we have a new bloomer to the island. Last Sunday, he was not in bloom. And this Sunday, he has given us two blooms. He's decided to show his little blooms here. Let me walk on through. Again, I'm in the unfinished bed, so I apologize for all the sheet mulching that you're seeing. This is Hyde Hall. These are the first two blooms from Hyde Hall. There's one, and here's two. Ah, he is going to be beautiful. We are still waiting, still covered in buds. Still waiting on Hyde Hall to treat us to that first true flush of roses. Right, but he is covered, which means that he will be giving us some blooms here soon. All right. Working my way out of the bed. I heard something fly over my head really loud and it scared me. All right, these Shasta daisies. Look at my Shasta daisies filling out. They are getting ready to pop. Right. So this bed will be able to maintain interest. It's a challenge for me, right? When I started planting, we started with roses, just roses. And so once the roses had faded, there really wasn't anything much happening in the garden. Now we've started to try to build that palette, and so we've added hydrangeas, we've got some Shasta daisies. So we're hoping to pull in summer interest in the garden, right? This is my attempt at making an all-season sort of a garden here. All right, there is also another, let's see, little blooms here. This is faded. Oh my, we missed out on the blooms for James L. Austin. James is a gorgeous rose, terribly suffering from chlorosis in my garden this year. I don't know what's going on with the garden this year, guys. I don't know, but it's something that I am working on. Okay. James is a beautiful little rose. Fascinated me last year, I kid you not. Planted bare roots last spring. So this is the first spring of blooms. Right. He was tormented by the bunnies, so he is looking a little thin at the moment. I'm hoping that he's going to settle in and start filling out. I may have to cover him with some mesh to keep the bunnies away. I don't know if you saw it, but we have, oh boy, we have a new offspring of bunnies, a new litter of bunnies. Every spring we have new bunnies, right? This time I'm counting at least 4 or 5 running around the garden doing their thing. Alright, there is a rose back here that I forgot to show you last week, and I want to see if I can make my way. This little rose always hides from me. She sends all of her blooms across to my neighbors. Right, she's planted close to the fence, and all of her blooms, and then if you can see it, are pointing, have gone through the fence, and so I don't get to enjoy her. She's also planted behind this beautiful pink rose right here, and so it's difficult for me. When I plant roses behind roses, especially in these beds, I never get to enjoy the rose at the back, which is why my beds are individually planted with just one variety. Right? Now, although I cannot reach her, that is Golden Celebration, one of the largest flower heads of any of the DA roses. An absolutely gorgeous rose. Oh, I can reach a bloom right here. Wonderful fragrance, absolutely spectacular fragrance. And for me, she stays slim, but she grows very tall. This is one that I could actually, I think, put on an obelisk, because every year she turns into a climber. I kid you not. In my garden, every year she turns into a climber. I'd have to literally go into my neighbor's yard to show you this rose. Hold on, there's one bloom right here I can get my hands on. Look at that. Golden Celebration. Wonderful fragrance too. Wonderful. Alright. Ooh, I got caught up in the roses. Bosco Bell is still putting on a magnificent show here for us. Still holding on to those blooms, still pushing them out. And I think there might be water on my lens. Let's pause for 1 second. Okay, so there's Bosco Bell. I just had to wipe my lens off. Okay? It is raining and I refuse to get out of the garden. Look at this. It's only going to get harder from here. So I think we should just go ahead and enjoy these blooms while we can, right? Bosco Bell. All right, now there's something really beautiful that I would like to show you, a new bloomer to the garden. So we're going to work our way up. I'll pass you by the roses that you've already seen. Lady of Shalott. All right. Septed Owls, dying to be deadheaded. Look at all of those spent petals on the ground. Wow. I'll pause right here just to highlight this rhythmic blue hydrangea. Do you remember us planting this one last fall, guys? Look at it. Spring blooming. Huge heads. Right? Taking care of herself. Look at that. Huge heads. Let me pull back. Can you see it? Huge heads. Pushing out all of these blooms from, wow, everywhere. She's a short little lady on the ground right now, and I'm hoping that she should fill out. I think this one grows, is it 4 feet tall? I'll double check and I'll put it on the screen. But this is the rhythmic blue hydrangea from Proven Winners. Lovely. Add in spring color, competing with her roses or rose blooms here in the spring. Isn't that awesome? Absolutely awesome. All right, Teas in Georgia is still a little mess on the ground. We are going to be moving her from this spot this week, and I'll definitely ensure that I take you along for the process. I've started preparing a new bed for her. Okay. Because she is growing here with my black diamond crepe myrtles, and she is completely drowning my crepe myrtles on this side. You can see 2 here. The others are hidden by Teas in Georgia. So I will admit I did get this one wrong. Okay? But that's how we learn, right? We learn by doing. Get it wrong, people. Get it wrong so that we can get it right, right? Stop it. All right. A few more blooms from Teas in Georgia. This rose simply does not stop blooming. She just keeps going and going and going. I don't know why it seems that there's a glare. So strange. Let me check something. A beautiful rose that simply will not stop blooming. Whenever you think she's finished, there are more. She just has flowers opening every single day, which keeps so much interest on the plant. It's crazy. She's absolutely beautiful. Okay. I don't know, I like this one. I'm hoping that she will settle in nicely for the transplant. After the transplant. But it's good that we are having rain today because that helps me. One of the most important things that we need to do before we move any rose is to ensure that it is fully hydrated. Right? And I guess the ideal time we're standing here talking about teas in Georgia, we might as well talk for a minute, right? I know the ideal time to move a rose is when it's during the dormant season, because that's when it's going to be less stress on the rose and dew. But roses can be moved throughout the growing season. I have done it several times, more times than I probably should have, right? I get it wrong quite a bit. Stop it. But yeah, I have moved them even in the heat of summer, and they have survived. Right? They will need a little bit of love and a little bit of attention, but it's always good to correct or plant in errors as quickly as possible. And so that's what I will do here with teas in Georgia. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the size of those blooms. Look at that, people. Let me pull down. Can you see her? Wow. She is beautiful. Look at this. Oh, that's a lovely rose right there. That is a lovely rose right there. She is a gorgeous rose. Teas in Georgia. Gorgeous rose. Gorgeous. Gorgeous climber. All right, I would like to show you something really beautiful that I promised I would have shown you once she's in bloom. Are you seeing that red rose back there? Do you see it? That red rose is Florentina. Yep. We're going to go across and look at her in a second. Let's just say hello and good morning, or rainy morning, to Julia Child. Julia Child is growing this year. Isn't this awesome? She is getting bigger every year. Right? I love the interest on this plant. Are you seeing all the different blooms? Faded, new, in between. All of the color contrast on one plant. Tell me that's just not perfect. That is perfect, right? Absolutely perfect. All right, let's get over to Florentina because she is a beautiful. We have to look at her, and this is the bed that is planted all wrong because we have to go over roses to get to her. So give me just a moment here. I'm going to pause. I'm going to turn the camera on once I make it over because I don't want you to hear me saying "ows" once I get pricked by these roses. All right, I'm making it around, people. I'm making it around. Serendipity allium growing in really well and beautiful. And here she is. Oh man, this camera is not doing my baby justice. Florentina is a true red rose. An absolutely true red rose. Absolutely gorgeous. Are you seeing that? Just like the photos that you would see of this rose online, that is exactly how the rose looks. You know, there's some roses, you'll see the photos and they look awesome. You grow them in your own garden. You don't get that look, right? This is not that rose. Florentina is true to the rose that she is. She is absolutely beautiful. A newly planted climber last year from a 1-gallon container, heirloom roses. An extremely healthy, vigorous, look at this new cane, vigorous rose. Okay. She has lots of growing to do. I'm going to take you to the outside of the fence so that you can see some more of her blooms up close. Come on, let's go. All right, I've made it to the outside so that we can take a look at these blooms here. And again, the amazing thing about Florentina is that her blooms last forever. They last forever, guys. And I'm so sorry that my camera is not picking up on how absolutely beautifully red this rose is. A gorgeous rose. Look at this. Isn't that just a perfect photo right there? Look at that. One that I'm excited to have in the garden. I love the color red. I think it's such a, for me, it's a really cool, quiet color. I really enjoy it, right? But that is Florentina. All right. We always give you a peek of the garden when I'm on this side. You can see all the blooms. Never mind the lawn bag, right? Deadheading in progress. Okay. All right. Let's head on in. And I'd like to show you just a few more updates to the garden. Alright guys, we're going to enter the garden again. You saw this, well, you've seen all of this before, but I just want to show you how the roses have matured and how they've held on to their blooms from Sunday to Sunday, from week to week. Look at Thomas A. Becket. When I showed you him last week, he was a teeny little flower. Look at how huge he is right now. And he's able to hold this cane up. You go, Thomas. All right, that flower head is standing straight up, which is beautiful. Here is another. As his blooms get older, they get bigger. It's really fascinating here. Princess Alexandra of Kent, always worthy of a camera shot, right? This. Reliable bloomer, as mentioned, gorgeous rose. And when we saw, who is this, Cardin Mill only had a few blooms for you last week. Look at Cardin Mill today. I have not deadheaded this rose as yet, so you can see all of those spent buds. But look at the new blooms. Again, this rose is simply getting better and better and better. This is just one planting of Cardin Mill. I had a question why I plant my roses. Most of my roses, like in beds like this, for example, who is this? Princess Alexandra of Kent. In their specific beds, they're sizable beds, and I do one plant per bed, one variety per bed. So for the larger beds, I have at least 3 roses. For the smaller beds, like Cardin Mill, there's 1 rose per bed. All right, and the rain is really starting to come down right now, right? Look at this, edge of night hibiscus or summer interest growing in, right? We'll be able to keep joy in the garden. The rose I refuse to give up on, Comte de Chambord. Okay, yep. Eden is Eden. Big beautiful blooms. And finally, Darcy Bustle is still giving love. I'm telling you about Darcy. She does not stop giving you love. She really enjoys doing it, really. Alright. Oh guys, I think the rain is going to run me out of the garden. Can you believe it? The rain is saying that we have to end our Sunday morning garden stroll here. But before we do, I did have a question about this rose right here. This is Blue Girl. Blue Girl is a rose that we transplanted from container to ground late October last season. She survived, as you can see. She is blooming, right? Doing well. Oh man, I don't know why there is this glare on all of the colors. I don't know if it has something to do with the camera getting wet. But let me pull back. But she is blooming, growing, and doing well. This is Blue Girl. Although this was a short stroll through the garden this morning, as nature dictates we get out of it, we're soaking, and the camera is wet and not handling it very well. It was really fun spending this morning with you as always. Thank you so much. I'll thank you all again for having joined me for yet another beautiful day in the garden. You are all awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.